Hello, my name is Julia. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to be looking at data from 2022 to 2025 for the bird flu outbreak. The outbreak started, well, it hit high in 2022. We had bird flu before in Asia back in the early 2000s, but not at the scale that it is now in America, and it has affected the price of eggs. And many people are worried and looking for a way to see if the price can be decreased. So the bird flu, so so what is the bird flu? A bird flu is an avian influenza A virus that has affected birds, flocks of chicken, and cows. It occurs naturally in wild birds, but it can occur in an environment that has a sick chicken or bird that it naturally occurs in wild birds but a contaminated environment can also lead to domesticated animals being infected. So someone can contaminate the environment and they will have sick chicken, or it can naturally be in the environment if there are sick wild birds around and they affect other chicken, affect the domesticated animals, which doesn't make sense because most poultry, domesticated poultry is inside, it's not outside. And so um, it spreads through the respiratory tract and intestine of infected animals. Infected people can be infected by being in the same environment as the infected chicken and coming into contact with their saliva, nasal secretions, and feces. Per CDC. And so from 2022 to 2025, the number of infected chicken was highest in 2022, the first year, 616. It was almost halved in 2023 with 392, and then 2024 was 456. And this year, 2025, we have about 108 chicken nationally that are infected. Call the number of cold chicken for 2022. They killed about 57 million chicken, 153,714 chicken in 2022. In 2023, they killed or culled 28,385,596 million chicken, and in 2024 they killed 54,876,900 um 900 chickens. In 2025 they killed so far 18 million. This is as of early February, 18,891,768 chickens. So when you compare the number of killed versus infected chicken, the rate is kind of low for the amount of infected chicken per the amount of affected chicken is lower compared to the number of chicken that are being killed. This is like in 2022, they killed 57,153,714 chickens because 6 and 16 were infected nationally. So the strategy was if a flock of chicken has one or two that are infected, then all of them will be killed. And this also happened in 2022, where it was 392 chickens that were infected, and they ended up killing a total of 28,385,596 um, million chicken. In 2024, we had 456 chickens that were infected, but they killed 54,876,900 chickens. 2025, again, we had so far, it's only the second month, and we have 108 chickens that are infected, and they have killed about 18,891,768 uh hundred chicken. So the number of outbreaks in individual states is highest in California, followed by I believe it's North Dakota and Minnesota. Um, this was in early February, and if we come to February, it's still the same. With California, North Dakota, and Minnesota leading nationally in the amount of outbreaks. It's lower on the northeast side compared to the Midwest and um, the western side of the United States. The south isn't the southeastern side also has uh, lower numbers of outbreaks compared to the Midwest. So Minnesota, North Dakota, followed by California, have the highest number of outbreaks. So when we look at the bird flu outbreak, they will take the number of chickens that have been infected per the total number of chickens in individual states, and it turns by 100. It's basically the mortality rate. It's less than three. Beginning of January, before or around January 16, it was less than 3%. Nationally, it was highest in Nevada. It was highest in Louisiana, Vermont, and Wyoming, and it jumped up uh, in mid-February to higher than 3%, but it's still the highest is 3.75%, and it's in um Louisiana. So the number of frogs killed or killed in the bird flu outbreak is highest in Iowa, 29,957,524. This is as of January 16 this year. And this is from 2022 to early 2025. And the second highest is in California, 22,827,202 chickens have been culled or killed. Culled is the official term for the killing of chickens that USDA is using. Um, the second highest third highest was in Ohio, 10,879,800 some chickens. But you can see that the Midwest has the highest amounts of chickens that have been killed, followed by the going east to Ohio, and then going southeast, it's lower, and also in the some parts of the western United States, it's lower. So the aside from California, most of the western parts of the United States is not really being affected, but the Midwest going eastward has been impacted a lot. So as of um with the updated data for February, as of right now, um Iowa hasn't changed, but California has increased from 22 million to 23 million. 430,212 chickens have been killed. Wyoming jumped from 10 million to 21 million chickens. So they doubled or more than doubled the amount of chickens they have killed in a month. And it's it just keeps increasing for individual states. So Iowa is at 29 million again. California is at 22 million. Ohio is at 10 million. Minnesota is at 8 million. Nebraska is at 7. And the lowest is for states like Hawaii, Rhode Island, etc. And this again has jumped from Iowa has stayed about the same and stopped killing chicken from January to February this year, but for California and for Ohio and the other states, they have seen an increase in the number of chickens that are still being killed. And you can check out these references, the CDC, avian influenza in birds, and how it spreads, or the USDA has some H5N1 bad flu detections in poultry. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching and have a good day.